Wondering what you can do to help your body get pregnant faster? Well, number one, we have to know, are you ovulating? And number two, we need to know when you are ovulating. So we're going to talk all about that today. Let's go. Hi ladies, welcome back to Fertility Mom. Today we're talking about ovulation. We're gonna kick off this video series about ovulation with talking about figuring out, are you ovulating, and finding out when you're ovulating. Questions about what if I'm ovulating late? What if I'm ovulating early? What causes these things? How to fix them? We're gonna be going over all that stuff in the upcoming video. So definitely if you have a question about that stuff, pop it in the comments below. If you haven't already joined me on a live free fertility masterclass, you want to head down to the first pinned comment or the description box and register for my next upcoming masterclass. We go over all sorts of different breakthroughs that have been made in anti-aging for fertility, in egg quality. I give you lots of proven tactics that you can start implementing into your fertility regimen right away. The other exciting thing that we have happening on Fertility Mom is we have our Instagram channel and our TikTok channel coming out to you really soon, so make sure you keep your eyes out for that. So, are you ovulating? This has to be a question that needs an answer. And a lot of times I'll get a client in who says, I don't think I am. I really don't know. I mean, I'm taking OPKs and I get this, but I'm really not sure. And so this has to be the first order of business if you're trying to get pregnant. We need to know if you are ovulating, and then we go on figuring out, okay, when exactly is your fertile window? Good ways that you can figure out if you are ovulating are using basal body temperature charting, which I absolutely love. And I do have some videos of that on this channel. You can definitely check those out. But basal body temperature charting is a beautiful way to confirm that ovulation has happened. Ovulation predictor kits are also a good tool to give you an idea that ovulation might be coming. It will tell you if you've had an LH surge. Now, when we're cycling through a regular menstrual cycle, that luteinizing hormone surge tells your body to ovulate. So a lot of OPK predictor kits, they can tell you that you've had that LH surge, but they do not confirm for you if you are indeed ovulating. So I will have a lot of clients that tell me, yeah, I'm doing my ovulation predictor kits all the time and I'm getting LH surges, so I think I'm ovulating. And then we get into the nitty-gritty of the details and it turns out they're really not ovulating maybe at all, or sometimes it's, well, they're ovulating maybe half the time. So we really have to confirm that you definitely are ovulating, and basal body temperature charting is a great way to do that. Ovulation predictor kits are a great way to give yourself a heads up, like, hey, I'm in my fertile window, the LH surge has happened, but it does not automatically mean that you'll definitely ovulate. Those apps that you have on the phone that you can kind of put your period in and it kind of spits out, hey, this is the day that we think you're going to ovulate, those are not accurate. All right, they are just based off of mathematical equations that they use based on normal periods of so many women. Okay, so that doesn't necessarily mean it's true for you. Other ways that you can find out if you're ovulating include going to your doctor's office and they can draw blood at a certain time of your cycle, usually 7 days post-ovulation, which usually ends up being day 21 for them. So if you go into your doctor's office, they're going to say, we want to check your progesterone on day 21 of your cycle, and that will tell us if you ovulated. Now that can be a little tricky for you, especially if you're somebody who ovulates on day 19, because you're going to go in for those day 21 labs and they're going to be low and they're going to say, hey, you didn't ovulate, which isn't true. So the best way to know for sure that those day 21 labs are accurate is to know when you've ovulated, because then you can book that 7-day post-ovulation test exactly 7 days from ovulation. And then you'll know, what is your progesterone? Where does it land in that range? Another way that they can tell is by doing ultrasounds and kind of monitoring you throughout the cycle, telling you how many follicles are on each side, what size they are, and then they can tell you that you've ovulated. So those are some ways that you can tell from your doctor's office. Those can be a little harder for some women to get done depending on your doctor's office and whether it's easier or not to make appointments. But the basal body temperature charting is a great way to confirm that you have ovulated. So that will tell you that you're ovulating, and then we need to do it serially. We need to continue to do it to make sure that we have enough data. And then we start looking at different parts of the cycle, different phases of the cycle, like your luteal phase. And that will tell us, okay, your luteal phase now is a little short. We need to start to lengthen that out. So basal body temperature charting gives us a beautiful picture of things that are happening. And it also helps us gauge whether the tactics that we're using are working for you in your cycle to help you to get pregnant. Now, something we need to do in conjunction with finding out if you are ovulating ovulating is finding out when you're ovulating. That will give us a good idea of what's going on with your hormones as well. So if you're ovulating too early, or if you're ovulating too late, or if it's super irregular, like one month you're ovulating day 11 and then next month you're ovulating day 35, these are data points that we need to put together to really fill out your picture and figure out what puzzle pieces are we missing here. So of course the textbook menstrual cycle is 28 days long, but that's rarely true. So normal is anywhere between 22 days to 34 days. So you might be on the lower end or you might be on the higher end. But as long as every phase of your cycle is within normal range, then it can be totally fine. So if you're kind of having a shorter cycle, yeah, we ideally want to start to bring that out a little bit. But if you have a good luteal phase length and, we got good temperature shift on basal body temperature charts, the hormones are looking good, the progesterone's looking good, we can say this is a normal cycle for you. Now, if you used to have a longer cycle that has now shortened, that's something that we have to look at. Why has it shortened? Has the period changed at all? What is going on with ovulation now? Are we changing how that's going? There are a lot of different factors to look into, but we have to know, in order for you to get pregnant, that you are ovulating. Then we need to identify when, so that you're timing your intercourse at the correct time. I've had lots and lots of clients who have come to me not knowing when they ovulate. It's kind of been all over the place, not understanding if they are ovulating. Once we figure out that they are, we find out, hey, you've been timing your intercourse according to an app that tells you were ovulating on day 15, but you are actually ovulating on day 19 and you're completely missing your window. So that's a really important factor. Make sure you know that you are ovulating and when. If you don't know if you are, we need to figure it out. If you aren't, then we have to go through a whole long list of why you might not be ovulating. And then once you figure out you are, you might also find, hey, I'm ovulating too early, I'm ovulating too late. Then we also have to go through a list and figure out, why is that the case? How can we fix that up? Hit me down in the comments below, because my next few videos are going to be about ovulation. So tell me what's happening for you. Are you ovulating late? Are you ovulating early? What's happening? Let me know. Okay, ladies, that's it for me for now. If you are trying to get pregnant, trying to figure out what's going on with your ovulation, definitely check out my videos on basal body temperature charting. And there's more about ovulation predictor kits and things like that. So definitely check those out. Also, keep your eyes open for my new Instagram and TikTok channels that are coming out, because we're going to have a very exciting free giveaway for you as well. See you on the next one, ladies. Bye.